ठीक।
टच स्क्रीन वाला नहीं दिया, वो देना था ना। टच स्क्रीन वाला कौन सा है? HP का।
Are you able to see the screen, everyone?
Yeah, now it's visible.
It's clear,
Yes, we
right?
can see the screen.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, before starting the presentation, I would like to introduce Mr. Nilesh Desai sir and Subhranshu Sakar sir. So, Mr. Nilesh Desai is founder and chief consultant of SME Analytics. He is an MSME expert and is the author of the book The Unexplored Goldmine: The Opportunities in the Revival of the Sick MSMEs. He is fond of writing daily newsletters to spread awareness about the MSME world. Mr. Desai has a vast experience, around 41 years, in the engineering industry. During his career, Mr. Desai has revived and also rehabilitated 15 MSME units with his widespread knowledge in MSMEs. These units are presently functioning strongly. He is a member in various committees and represents the interest of MSME in RBI. He has traveled extensively and has business associations in Australia. Coming to Mr. Subhranshu Sakar sir, he is co-founder and CFO of SME Analytics. He is a chartered accountant with business management program from IIM Calcutta and 25 plus years experience into multi-industry and consultancy in leadership role in reputed companies or MNCs. Currently, startups are to improve operational efficiency, financial productivity, and various other functions. Technology enthusiast, and he's also technology enthusiast by choice. Thank you, Nilesh Desai sir and Mr. Subhranshu Sakar sir.
So I will take over now. I'll start with agenda. Today, what is Industry 4.0? What is IoT? What is IIoT? Difference of IoT and IIoT? Benefit of IoT and IIoT? Smart benefit to
Excuse me,
MSME.
sorry to interrupt. There is an echo in the system. Lucky, can you? There's an echo in the voice. Your voice is getting echoed. Can someone look into the system?
Just a moment, just a
You unmute. किसका फोन था? Okay. So sorry for the interruptions. So last three topics will be handled by Mr. Sarkar, and the first part of the presentation will be handled by me. And so we will start with MSME. MSME, what is the MSME means? MSME stands for micro, small and medium enterprise. The government of India has introduced MSME or micro, small and medium enterprise in agreement with Micro, Small, Medium Enterprise Development Act of 2006, and they are continuously reviewing and improving time to time the definition. These enterprises primarily engage in the production, manufacturing, processing or precision goods and commodities and services like transport, printing, software and many others. MSME are an important sector for the any economy, particularly Indian economy, because it gives a lot of job opportunities and have contributed immensely to the country's socio-economic development. There are about 14.5 crore MSME, including wholesale and retail in India, with recent definition changes and turnover also up to 250 crores. There is a change in definition after COVID, and this has improved this. So how the MSME is going to benefit from this thing? So let us start with slide before it, Pinaki. Before. No, after agenda and this definition, MSME. Next. Next. So journey industry 1.0 to industry 4.0 in 1800, industry 1.0 has started with hydraulics and steam powered mechanical production system. In 1900, industry 2.0 is a use of electricity and conveyor system for labor work. This was introduced in 1900, and 2000 we have come to industry 3.0, use of IT and improve production and productivity all over the world. Now, today in 20 years, we have moved, rather we can say last 15 years, we are moving to industry 4.0 based on cyber physical system with analytics, AI, AR, VR, etc. And the speed at which we are adopting industry 4.0 is going to define our future. So what is industry 4.0? Let me touch upon industry 4.0 is the digital transformation of manufacturing, production, service and related industry in value creation process. Many of the repetitive jobs has been handed over to lower the cost of production, and that is a part of industry 4.0. Industry 4.0 refers to the intelligent networking of machine and processes for industry with the help of information and communication technology. Here, latter part, I will explain how it is connected and other things. Cyber physical system form the basis of industry 4.0, that is smart machine. They use modern control systems, have embedded software system, and dispose of an internet address to connected and to be connected via IoT. IoT is in the Internet of Things. This way, product and means of production get networked. So the 10 pillars of industry 4.0 are cyber security, cloud computing, mobile technologies, machine to machine, 3D printing, advanced robotics, big data analytics, Internet of Things, RFID technologies, and cognitive computing. This is all indicated in this pictorial way also. So last 20-30 years, we are slowly moving to this system, and these are the pillars where MSME will have to add up. Revolution of Industry 4.0. Even more automation than in the third industrial revolution is happening. The bridging of the physical and digital world through cyber physical system embedded by industrial IoT. A shift from a central industrial control system to one where smart products define the production step. Closed loop data models and control system, personalization and customization of products. Industry 4.0 and MSME. See, this is very critical for our MSME, and micro small enterprises are expected to become backbone of India as the economic grows larger from lack of basic focus in a direction of Industry 4.0. After COVID, a lot of jobs has been reduced because of migrant labor and other things. So labor is not available, or their availability has reduced to industrial sector. So that is where Industry 4.0 is becoming critical. Industrial 4.0 is a digital transformation of manufacturing, production, related industries, and value creation processes. So as Japan in 1950s, they started adopting various manufacturing like Toyota production system and other things. Now the time has come to further refine the processes and reduce the wastage and in manufacturing and service sector, and hand over the repetitive jobs to machines or sensors that will help to reduce the cost. MSMEs face challenge when it comes to MSME face challenges when it comes to adopting new technologies such as Industry 4.0. MSME entrepreneur, more particularly in the turnover range of 0 to 10 crores, feel that this is not for me, which is not right. This can be adopted in a phased manner so that they can, their staff and other people can adjust with that, their workers can adjust with them. So it is not one time this thing, it can be done in stages also. They lack awareness. This is again a problem. They lack awareness regarding Industry 4.0 and its benefit. See, about 30 years back or 25 years back, we started adopting accounting system, and many accounting software packages has come. Now that accounting packages are getting converted into ERP. And one of my friends tells ERP is going to be dead because we will have to go further than ERP. MSME will need to make major financial investment to adopt Industry 4.0. This is suppose if you see 4 years time frame, this can be not a burden to MSME. Investing in the right set of technologies, we need expert and consultant as well as. There's a strong fear in MSME entrepreneurs' mind that it will cost a bomb. But now with a lot of experts and consultants who are willing to help MSME, because government of India wants to reach $5 trillion economy. And that is where these experts and consultants are also contributing. MSME need to believe in the advantage that Industry 4.0 technologies are useful to them. They reduce their costs and thus make them more cost effective and get more market share against their competitor. MSME, the framework and the step that can assist MSME in adopting 4.0 technologies has been missing. Government of India MSME department is trying, but they are trying in top layer of the pyramid in MSME. You can say in between 50 to 250 crores, and it will to percolate down to from 50 to 10 crores. It will take time. Can we not start, because there is a wider base in between 10 crores and 50 crores bracket, about 15% of MSME unit or 12% of MSME will come in this bracket, and with 14.5 crore, it's a huge market. The MSMEs need to understand the data they are producing from all their operational activities. Many MSME entrepreneurs do not understand the value of data, what they generate, and still many are with record notebooks and things like that. And that is a tedious job. Slowly it can be switched over to computers and higher technology items, which will help them to use their manpower more productively. MSME should develop their own vision of Industry 4.0 technologies that they want to. Next. This is very critical. They will have to develop their own vision and roadmap, which will help them. Then Internet of Things. Now let me focus on Internet of Things. The Internet of Things, or IoT, is a system of interrelated computing devices, mechanical and digital machines, objects, animals or people that are provided with unique identifiers and the ability to transfer data over a network without requiring human to human or human to computer interactions. So the machines will talk to themselves. A human may not have to interfere in between. And if you do that, that will help you to reduce your cost and improve your quality. IoT refers to the billions of physical devices around the world that are now connected to the internet, all collecting and sharing the data. See, IoT understand the data generated and take action according to the requirement. The Internet of Things is making the fabric of the world around us more smarter and more responsive, merging the digital and physical universes. Pretty much any physical object can be transformed into an IoT device if it can be connected to the internet to be controlled or communicate information. Now smart homes are coming. Smart homes, you will find that you are 5 kilometers away from your house. You can ask your AC to be put on, or you can ask your coffee to get ready or whatever, so that when you go, your comfort level is increasing. So a light bulb that can be switched on using a smartphone application is an IoT device, is a motion sensor or a smart thermostat in your office, or a connected street light. An IoT device could be as fluffy as child's toy, or as serious as a driverless truck. Now people are hearing driverless cars and driverless trucks. How are they working? They are working on collecting the data around their travel path, and they take smart decisions without a driver. Thus, it works automatically without a driver. Some larger objects may themselves be filled with many smaller IoT components, such as a jet engine that is now filled with thousands of sensors, collecting and transmitting data back to make it sure it is operating efficiently. Jet engine is an extreme case. Rockets and other sciences or submarine also will be in this range, but that is two extreme ends. At an even bigger scale, smart cities projects are filling entire regions with sensors to help us understand and control the environment. Our city, Hyderabad, has got thousands of cameras, and they are able to control various things, including traffic. Slowly they are controlling, so that traffic jam is getting reduced comparatively. Smart cities, lot of things can be done. Even late night, there are no requirement of street light to run at a full time. In between 9 to 12, they can reduce between 12 to 4 or 5 in the morning intensity, so that energy can be saved. One of the purpose of IoT is to become more energy efficient. Recently, our Prime Minister also committed that India will become carbon neutral, or neutral by 2070. So 50 years down, he has promised, and India has taken a lead in that field to take a lead in this, and they have signed, Britain and India is joining this. Now I will come to IIoT. IIoT is Industrial Internet of Things. The Industrial Internet of Things, or IIoT, is defined as machines, computers, and people enabling intelligent industrial operation using advanced data analytics for transformational business outcomes. The Industrial Internet of Things refers to the extension and use of Internet of Things in industrial sector and applications. This is all more required in defense services also. It is the use of smart sensors and actuators to enhance manufacturing and industrial processes. With a strong focus on machine-to-machine communication, big data, and machine learning, the IoT devices enables industry and enterprise to have better efficiency and reliability in their operations. They can predict in advance the machinery maintenance, so that predictive maintenance will reduce the breakdown maintenance. IIoT stands for Industrial Internet of Things, or Industrial IoT, that initially mainly referred to an industrial framework whereby a large number of devices or machines are connected and synchronized through the use of software tools and third platform technology in a machine-to-machine and Internet of Things context, latter an Industry 4.0 or Industrial Internet of Context. So here the chart shows that earlier on. Here chart shows instant update on machine job status, current OEE data, predict and prevent downtime, automated machine data collection. This will happen. This is happening in real time. Manufacturing intelligence to monitor critical KPIs. Next. This is again a slide representation. Industrial Internet of Things in industry context. Cyber physical system comprise enables and drive IIoT. Industrial IoT, Industrial Internet, and Industry 4.0. This is another example of IIoT. Next, please. Next, please. Difference of IoT and IIoT. IoT and IIoT, I will try to explain the difference. Ever tried starting a coffee machine with your phone or adjusting the temperature of your fridge? Well, that is the Internet of Things. Household items or everyday things connected to Internet and thereby controllable from remote distances. This development was already forecasted when the Internet was still new. And coming back to IIoT, IIoT refers to the branch of IoT. This is a small portion of IoT and especially engaged with the industry or manufacturing and agriculture. It is also about connecting devices and making them more available and intelligent, but in a much bigger scale. The end goal of industry is increasing speed and safety to make production facilities run more smoothly and with lower cost. Now I will hand over to Mr. Sarkar so that he will explain benefits of IoT and IIoT. Sarkarji, please take over.
Yeah, thanks, thanks, Mr. Desai. After such an eloquent explanation by you of Industry 4 and IoT and IIoT, we now take over to the benefits. Basically, what IoT and IIoT and the Industry 4 is trying to do. It's trying to build up a smart manufacturing, an intelligence network to increase productivity and efficiency. We will look into the benefits one by one. So Industry 4 is the mother. IIoT is a branch of IoT, the Internet of Things, and the Industrial Internet of Things, and we are coming up with the Consumer Internet of Things. Now, in the time to come, it's going to be a technological innovation. Next slide, please.
That's right.
So, benefits of IoT. What IoT does is it provides greater process control and customization capabilities. Because you are connected on a real time, it fosters end-to-end innovation. The various machines through cyber physical systems, CPS as it is called, are connected for faster to market timings, cost reduction, and process optimization. It's an integration of OT and IT systems, which is the operational technology with information technology, so that all the information is collated into one and all the corporate and operational management decisions are real-time actionable. This is very important to note. A real-time actionable decision reduces costs. Any just-in-time inventory, just-in-time marketing, real-time marketing has significant cost-benefit effects. Next slide, please. So this is basically a pictorial representation of the benefits of IoT, definitely cost reduction, Customizability and scalability, yes. The more scalable operations are built up through machine to machine interactions. Real-time data access, very important use of internet, cyber physical systems for real-time data access, process optimization, improve productivity and efficiency, faster time to market. Time to market timing, when do I take my products to market, is significantly enhanced by using sensors in production, in marketing, stock maintenance, in smart manufacturing. We'll come to that. Next slide, please. Again, some benefits of IIoT. Basically, it's a machine-to-machine interaction with smart technology, communications, people, global network, intelligent industrial products, and connectivity are some of the things which govern the process. Ultimately, we lead to what is called an intelligent automation. Intelligent automation with scalable smart manufacturing helps improvement in productivity and efficiency. We have a better supply chain management, better quality control, better customer satisfaction. We have cobots also working. That cobot working also helps in reducing time and brings in efficiency. And energy efficiency, as Mr. Desai was already talking about. Next slide. Again, some of the benefits of IIoT in manufacturing are quality control, enhanced safety, smart metering, production maintenance, smart packaging, digital industries, and inventory management. It happens through artificial intelligence, use of blockchain in manufacturing, industrial internet of things, of course we have spoken, robotics, we have cobots replacing human beings and working with human beings in factories today. Cyber security is of course important when we indulge so much in machine to machine and internet related subject. Next slide. So I found this picture really interesting. IIoT is improving operational effectiveness. It is transforming the legacy systems. New solutions through integration platforms are being built up, which are replacing older machines with sensors. Sensors and CPS are the backbone of IIoT. Sensors are mechanisms through which we can understand, read data, and use predictive analytics to interpret the data, understand the data, point out on certain decision-making points. Greater energy efficiency, data analytics, definitely advanced analytics are made easier with machine learning and predictive analytics tool being used. Cobots bring connected support to workers. We have cobots which work along with maintaining the human safety with top priority in the work atmosphere. Digital twins. What are digital twins? They are virtual replicas of physical devices that allow IT teams and data scientists to take real-world data from sensors and learn them and understand how they can be used for future decision-making. Edge computing is a recent phenomenon which is shaking up the IIoT landscape. Edge computing is the computing which happens more closer to the source than what happens in case of clouds. When we take it to a cloud computing, the computing happens at nearer to the location of the server cloud. But here in edge computing, we have devices, IoT devices to process data closer to the source. And because data is processed closer to the source, we can have data processed in real time. Next slide. So now we come to smart manufacturing. Basically, the whole goal of IoT, IIoT, Industry 4 is leading to what is called smart manufacturing. And what is smart manufacturing? It's the integration of internet, cyber physical systems, predictive analytics, technology is utilized through internet connected machinery to monitor the production process. It helps in automating the operations and use data analytics to improve manufacturing performance. Advantages are many. Data is automated, predictive maintenance, significant cost reductions. Any real-time decision, marketing real-time reduces the cost, increases profitability, enhance productivity. Let's come to the next slide. Now let us look at in a little more detail at some of the smart manufacturing benefits to MSMEs. See, a lot of industries, big industries, reputed industries today have already implemented smart manufacturing and IoT. If you take the example of Tata's, other big business houses, they have implemented the same. Now what happens is MSMEs are smaller industries which are suppliers of raw materials and other goods to large corporations. The latter are also impacted if their vendors are not completely compliant with the latest smart manufacturing protocols. If they are compliant, if there is a back-end integration, and the MSMEs are also on the smart manufacturing platform, then the M2M, that is the machine-to-machine talk, can happen and the productive efficiency can increase. Therefore, MSMEs, when they are mainstream to Industry 4, the indigenous and reliable supply chains happen, and the government and the benefits are to all stakeholders. Government gains from higher tax revenue, society at large from the inclusive income and opportunities, and the corporates gain from indigenous and reliable supply chain. The supply chain becomes more reliable, taxes become buoyant, more benefit to society and government, and inclusive outcomes and opportunities happen, and there's a development at the societal level. It helps the government to reach the 5 trillion economy as has been promised by our Prime Minister. Smart corporations and digitally MSMEs enjoy a symbiotic relationship, and as I have said, it helps in improving the productive efficiency, ensures lower time to market. It's very, very important. Time to market with your product is very important to any MSME today, and a high service satisfaction. So there is a significant cost savings, innovation, and higher quality products. Also, a smart manufacturing in the industry attracts talent, new, younger talent who are more tech savvy and who want to contribute to technology, both by being adapted and being adaptable. They can contribute more. So talent attraction in a smart manufacturing environment is also more. Next slide, please. So some of the connects between MSME, IoT, IIoT, or use cases, as we can say. IoT helps in remote monitoring control. See what happens in case of an MSME. Most of the time, the owner is away from the business. he cannot have a real-time vision or maintain the visibility of the business real-time. But through IoT or a smart technology connect with sensors, he can have real-time information. What is happening on the shop floor today is known to the entrepreneur when he is, say, miles away from the production facility. And can take a decision in time. This decision in time can help in a lot of ways. It can improve productivity, it can reduce cost, it can enhance profitability. So real-time decision is of paramount importance, which is helped by this new technology, which helps in remote monitoring and control. Next slide. This is another use case. The owner is omnipresent. How is the owner omnipresent? Say in case of certain businesses like bakery or cookie, the owner is required to formulate an hourly forecast and plan the production accordingly. This plan also needs to be sensitized for any festivals or seasonal variations. So he needs to be in a real touch with the business. This is one aspect. And the second aspect is sometimes when he is away, his plans made earlier can be formulated into business rules, and they can be used by his workers who can formulate the business accordingly, and the productivity is not hampered, even if the owner is away. And hence, we say that the owner is becoming omnipresent with the use of smart technology and intelligent automation. Next slide, please. Post-sale services. This is as important as in-time marketing. In-time marketing is one part, and post-sale services is one. Most of the MSMEs today are also involved in AMC contracts. If the post-sale services are not provided in time, the business loses confidence. And with the help of sensors and predictive data analytics, we can measure the failure, when the failure is probable to happen. And accordingly, we can provide some services or plan according to the predictive analytics. This helps us to build up confidence among the customers and helps the MSME to gain more reach and profitability. Next slide, please. IoT as a means of innovation. This is needless to say. These are all disruptive technologies which are bringing a change in the way people and business talk to each other. So there's immense scope of innovation which is getting infatuated in smart cities. We know that smart cities are built in a way where you use the smart sensors, analytics, machine learning, and pervasive technology. As Mr. Desai already said, when you reach home, your cup of coffee maybe is ready, and a Siri or Alexa is there to talk with you or provide you some quick snacks. So we are moving to an age where a lot can happen with smart technology, intelligent automation, and the use of disruptive technologies like IoT, big data analytics, industrial Internet of Things, CI, consumer Internet of Things, etc. Next slide. With this, as I come to the end of presentation, I'd like to say something about SME Analytics, who we are and what we do. Actually, we are a fintech startup which is involved in improving operational efficiency of MSMEs. We do this through an initial ratio analysis and providing recommendation to that effect. We have developed a tool called Babaji's, which is business analytics, business augmentation, and growth information systems, and which throws out various ratios based on the balance sheet provided by MSMEs, which helps give a gap analysis as on date and helps them to move further in the growth process. We also provide mentorship and advisory services to startups and MSME units. We work based on a freemium model. Our initial balance sheet analysis is provided free of cost. We are developing a Z-score. Now, Z-score is a predictive analysis for insolvency. We are in process of developing it. Once this is developed, it will provide immense benefit to industries, MSMEs who will know their score and whether they're moving towards any insolvency. They have any insolvency risks which they can mitigate. Next slide. These are our services in short. We provide Babaji's tool. They improve operational efficiency, data analytics, mentorship, as I mentioned, digital transformation support, financial advisory and CFO, fractional CFO services, fundraising and IP advisory services. We do a handholding to MSMEs from growth to IPO stage. We handhold them throughout the process to IPO. Next slide, please. We request all to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Next slide. And I thank you all for your patient hearing and open this session for questions.
Thank you, Sarkar sir and Nilesh Desai sir. That was a very wonderful presentation and details about how IoT and IIoT and Industry 4.0 can actually benefit the industries and as well as MSME particularly. Because now India is moving forward towards 5 trillion economy. That's the target. Now, with the help of MSMEs, that will be a huge contribution. So now we will be going forward with some of the questions which has been asked by the participants. So I would start with Mr. Sailesh. He has asked, what is the significance of ERP in Industry 4.0 and IIoT for manufacturing industry?
You will take it up.
Yeah, do you want me to answer?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. So Pinaki, can you read the question one? Sorry, I missed the.
Sure.
Please take.
So question is, significance of ERP in Industry 4.0 and IIoT for manufacturing industry.
So Mr. Shailesh, it's a very good question. The point which I want to make is industry ERP is an enterprise resource package which basically started before Industry 4. But ERP will get advanced in Industry 4. What happens is ERP basically connects the various functions of the business. The various functions of the business, as there is, say, supply chain, finance, HR, legal, marketing, all the functions of the business are connected through an ERP, which becomes a central database for taking various decisions. Now with smart manufacturing, introduction of IIoT, IoT, we are moving one step further, whether that decision will happen in real time. If the decision happens in real time, we are much closer to the higher profitability benchmarks. So as Mr. Desai was telling that ERP is dead, I am not sure whether ERP will be dead or not, but definitely ERP will move from its stage today to intelligent automation moving forward.
What I was trying to tell that is that ERP is dead is not the immediate future, but the things are moving at a faster pace for industrial automation and other automation system, which will be required. Thank you, Mr. Sarkar. Can we go to next?
Absolutely, Mr. Desai. Just like to add on what will happen in Industry 4, how the one point is the cost awareness. We have to be aware of because ERP is a huge cost. I mean, when SAP or some other system like SAP and PeopleSoft are implemented, an organization incurs huge cost. Today, much lower cost ERP models are done based on technological advancement, but ERP has a cost. Still, it has a cost to an organization. The point is that technology will be upgraded into IoT and IIoT with use of sensor. Suppose in ERP, you have a production maintenance module. That production maintenance module will get more, will be upgraded with use of sensors, where the data from the factory to the corporate may be on a real-time basis, such that the corporate head of manufacturing sitting in the corporate office knows what is happening in the manufacturing plant in a different state, maybe in real time, which may help him to take some informed decisions real time. Next question.
Next question.
Sarkar sir, Hanumantu sir is raising hand. He wants to ask something.
Yeah, please, sir.
Sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Tell me, how are
Very
you?
much useful. You have shared very much useful information.
Thank you.
Basic question is how to attract the entrepreneur. That is the basic question. Because unless he is capable, either patient should go to the doctor or doctor should go to the patient. That is the reason. Disease is there, doctor is there. The reason is how to attract the patient. That is the most important thing.
I think Mr. Desai is a more apt person to answer this.
Recently, Modi said that let us go to vaccinate faster and go to their homes who have not
Yes.
vaccinated. He is indicating the time has come for a doctor to go to a patient rather than patient coming to this. This is a real-time scenario. See, our entrepreneurs, as in one of the slides we have said, there is no awareness, or they are not ready to take the idea, and they are resisting themselves, but they are harming themselves. Any business has to work on improving their profitability and valuation. These are the two parameters for what any business has started. So, Mr. Sarkar, you can add more, I think, because Hanumantu Saab is a chartered accountant.
I think every one of us understand what is happening today. What I feel is the MSME entrepreneur is suffering from an ego. I'm not telling of any individual entrepreneur, but the MSME entrepreneur in general suffers from an ego. And this ego perhaps is backtracing him. See, today if he is at a profitability, but in a profitable path of, say, he has reached a yardstone of 50. By this time, with the help of proper professional advices, etc., he would have perhaps reached 100.
Yes.
So, but he is not aware of this, and I've also seen that MSMEs lack awareness on two aspects. One is the financial aspect, another is technological aspect. That is why technology penetration in MSMEs has not been that great till date, which we expect in the coming days.
Sir, one thing, my advice is if one unit is taken as a model for implementation of all these benefits, the success will give lesson to many people. Practical success will give example to many entrepreneurs. This is my suggestion.
I think definitely it's a very good suggestion, but this should be pointed to the government and we should discuss this in North Block. sitting in person, I think, with
No, no, it is not
because
necessary. You take one individual,
one-
individual unit,
one,
one individual. unit,
yes,
make
I
it
agree.
successful.
I agree. But that
Yes.
unit, that project should be given by government. I think if government provides some incentives, etc., which are discussions going on.
In
No,
my
for
opinion, only entrepreneurs should come forward to hand over this process to consultants, so that the same can be implemented and profit be achieved. It should be done by entrepreneur, not by the government. Individual
no.
entrepreneur.
Absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely. But what you are telling is having an industry as a pilot or as a yardstick, that can only be done by government.
Of course,
That
that can be done
cannot
by
be.
to bridge the gap. That can be done, but how to initiate? Because entrepreneurs generally believe in physical. When they see the result, the
See,
result
we
can
are.
be shown. This is my
We
opinion.
are, no, if it's fantastic. You have hit the nail. You have hit the nail. It's rightly said. But the point is, see, we are also in the same imbroglio. And what we think is, perhaps through these webinars, perhaps through discussing with people and interacting with them, with the entrepreneurs, that is why we meet entrepreneurs on a daily basis. We
Yes.
try to hold workshops. We try to meet them in different communities. I mean, different business communities, such that
So
Sir.
you are giving more and more awareness and practical experience. We need practical experience. It will better.
no, that's correct. We try to see. It's. I feel, Mr. Hanumantu, though gone are those days when consultants used to give a scripture in writing and
Yes.
stay away. Now, really, consultants have to be with the
Involve
business, be a part of, be a business partner.
Involve themselves.
Be a business partner to
Yes.
improve and be part of that growth. And that's
Yes,
what
yes.
we are trying to do. But the point is, I still feel the entrepreneur has to come out of his ego.
Yes, yes, that is
Now
important.
it's a billion dollar question of how, and you all are much senior to me. You and
Yes,
Mr.
yes.
Desai, you all can
Yes.
suggest how. That is
Yes.
what I have felt.
Yes, we'll definitely do that. Definitely will do that. If anything comes, we'll do that.
Sir, thank you so much. I mean, Sarkar sir and Hanumantu sir. We have another question from Mr. Subro Sanyal. He's asking, may we have some success stories so that we as entrepreneurs can get excited about?
I think today we are not having any case studies, but definitely if you leave your mobile number or email address, and by the next week we'll be able to give you success story. And our automotive industry itself, when Maruti is manufacturing and getting its engine made, they are interconnected with the suppliers. But when you are asking for MSME, we will have to come back with the case studies. Thank you, Mr. Sanyal.
No,
Thank you so much sir, for addressing. Thank you so much, sir.
Mr.
India.
Sanyal,
Yes,
I'd
sir.
just like to add on to what Desaiji said. See, any case study of technological success or smart manufacturing is definitely there for bigger groups like Tata, Reliance, etc. But if we have some success stories also where we are being consultants, but we cannot provide that in an open forum. If you connect with us, we can discuss it
Time
offline.
constraint.
We can
Surely, sir,
discuss that
surely, sir.
offline.
I have actually
But-
left my number
but-
over there in the chat box.
Definitely.
If we can, surely we will like to connect with you, sir.
Yeah, because definitely there is a ROI for any automation or technology project. And without ROI, project should not be entered into. I'm telling return on investment.
So need not be given the details of company or details of their products. But profitable improvement can be shown with the approximate figures also, I think, can be shared. Approximate
Sir,
figures of the previous implementation and after implementation.
Sir, I
Without
can
giving the
tell,
details of the companies.
no, I can tell one thing. You, with automation, there would be significant lowering of the labor
Definitely.
cost.
Yes.
Labor cost And when labor cost is lowered, that person, I'm not telling that person loses employment. That person
Yes.
can be used for a higher bandwidth job.
Yes,
This
yes.
is how RP or robotic process automation
Yes,
is
yes,
being
that
entered
is-
into, and
that is
it's
true,
a
definitely.
success. So
Yes,
I
that
think
is-
I've answered the question at a high level. Definitely,
Yes,
any technological. That's what I said. Any
Sir,
technological.
there are many
Yeah.
questions
Okay.
and this thing. So let us, in constraint of
Yeah, yeah.
time,
Sure.
Pinaki, just go ahead and
So few more questions are there. So we'll just, before wrapping up, we'll just part with these questions. Mr. Tirupati is asking, how can cyber physical systems or sensors help in increasing production?
Mr. Tirupati, the sensor gives the real-time data to computers and it will come very nearer. See, today in a small manufacturing company, machine don't talk to each other and we are going for batch production type of system, which increases the cost per ton or per unit. With this computer talking, machine talking to each other, more coordinated efforts will be made and connected productivity definitely will go up because of that. I hope I answered your question. Thank you, Mr. Tirupati.
Two more questions. Can productivity be improved using IIoT? That's one question. And second is, how will smart manufacturing or IIoT help in cost reduction for MSMEs?
Sarkarji, you will take it or shall I take it up?
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, see, both the questions I think have been answered to some extent. Productivity can be increased through use of sensors and cyber physical systems. Data will be real time, and the data which you are getting perhaps in a time lag of 2 days, 3 days, 7 days, you will be getting in real time. Data is king, and you analysis of data you can increase productivity. And smart manufacturing will reduce cost because say one example of using the cobots. Suppose cobots are working with humans in the shop floor, you may require lesser time and more efficiency because robots don't need leave. They can work 24/7. So the manufacturing in a continuous process plant can go on without any disturbance and with optimum productivity level. ETT helps in reduction of cost and increasing profitability in the long run.
Mr. Silas is asking about our contact details. Mr. Silas, I think you should have collected when the scrolling was going on. Still, we will send you the email because we have got the details of you, so that we will send it. Now, any more question, Pinaki, or can we wrap it up? It is 5:05.
Yeah. Just one question by Mr. Tirupati. We have seen bigger corporation embrace industry 4.0 or smart manufacturing. Why are MSMEs hesitant?
Sir, MSME, as far as I know, Tirupati, they have not understood their balance sheet and they are not moving to budgeting, capex and opex. And they are always struggling between short-term funds and long-term funds. Any IIoT project will be requiring a long-term commitment from the top management. And that top management his anxiety to get more business run around and loses this grip on the subject. So it like ISO 9000 and other things, it should not fade away over a span of time. Top management should be committed, and top management in MSME is thinking, okay, it will cost me a bomb, while it is not so. By training his people, his return on investment for many of the items can be as low as 3 months to 2 years. So that he has to work out on his own return of investment and individually. See, I was recently reading a book known as Goal, where a multinational big company, they were having a robot installed. but they missed while robots have increased the productivity in one particular component, and the delivery time is getting extended. See this thing. So the plant manager has to rethink everything. So it requires a continuous change in the attitude, as Mr. Sarkar said also, and my good friend Hanmantlu also said that this is a change. And with this webinar, we are trying to inculcate that change in the entrepreneur's mindset. So that should help people to adapt. As somebody has asked us also that whether we will be sharing the recording of this. Yes, we'll be sharing the recording, and we'll request everybody to circulate to their groups, because we want to see that MSME is getting supported and we move to the next level. Our labor cost in compared to China is 30% cheaper. Still, we are not able to compete. And with Make in India and other efforts, definitely we will be touching our Prime Minister's dream, India being a manufacturing hub of world. That dignity will come to all Indians in next 2, 3, 4 years, and it depends on the speed at which we adopt the changes which is happening. Any more questions, Pinaki ji?
No, sir. I think.
So we will end it here. My next webinar. My next webinar is on SME IPO. The road ahead. With India having 2.5 crore MSME with revised definition, only 1,000 companies are listed on small exchanges of both BSE and NSE. And next week, next Saturday, same time, we will have the this thing. And what are the benefits of looking for SME IPO? Who can go? And we'll be having a detailed discussion with NSE officials along with Mr. Sarkar and myself. So please participate in large number. And today's session was very interesting, and number of questions have come which are very interesting. Thank you, everybody, and see you next week on next next Saturday at 4 o'clock. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Smart times ahead.